Anyway, who cares? So, next up, we're gonna head right down and swim at old Squiddy Face. What the hell? Down. There we go. I actually really like this feature, because you get to see old ugly eyeballs down there. It's a lot smaller than I remember, too. It's a side effect of going back in time, I guess. But you can see that in a little bit of a nod to Soul Reaver 1, this cave is filled with the symbols of the Wheel of Fate. It's pretty cool, and it does actually kind of tie the two Elder God domains together, considering that the Elder God domain in Soul Reaver 1 is actually so close to the pillars. Maybe he's just that much bigger than we thought. So, unhappily, there are still a whole bunch of these shades to deal with. They keep coming back. You know, fuck them. I'm done. So instead, we're just gonna swim around some more and head through this elaborate and very messy cave system, which thankfully has no enemies in it, so we can kind of just skip on by. So if one were suddenly inclined to go into the spectral realm here, which I am not, and I'm not going to, of course all the water sort of just disappears and becomes translucent like air, same as in Soul Reaver 1. And you actually have to deal with all the platforming segments in here. There's lots of stairs and jumps and such, but I'm pretty certain you can't actually make it up here. You do have to swim to this area, which I've managed to get myself lost in. Okay, it was across the hall. See, that's not even funny. That's messed up. Always follow the glowing crystals and things which you can obviously climb on. Ooh, I'll take you.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Wow, Raziel knows what's going to happen before even we do. He does a lot of unnecessary foreshadowing, and I just kind of should let that stuff happen. I guess maybe they thought players were getting confused. Also, there's a really weird thing there where if you stand in the water, all of a sudden your torch goes out. Because that's how torches work, and that's how also swamps work. If you didn't know that, clearly you are not Les Stroud. And yes, that was an obscure Survivorman reference. I do not know why it occurred. Moving on, here we have a lot of little fires. You may recognize these as the Ignis Fatuus from Blood Omen 1. Another cool tie into the series.
So, my lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
And of course we're not actually going to do that in this video. That'll actually be next video. No, what we need is a means of saving. What's up, buddy? I hate you. Why don't you stay in the air for a little bit? I'm really glad I held back the urge to say don't lose your head over that. Although I did just tell you about it, so it's almost as bad as actually having done so. Yeah, fuck it, I make no apologies. You know, I really don't like you. Aw, listen to her girlish whine when she gets hit. You little bastard. Oh my god. See that? Raziel's got an infinite. Fuck yeah, bitches. So, yeah. More swamps. More jumping. F you. And over here is the glorious save point, which we've been waiting for. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Join me next time and we'll actually conquer the Darkness Forge. And stay tuned because this video ends with something a little bit different. Different is good.
This frog has to go his own way. This frog doesn't care what the other frogs say. This frog wants to be happy, and this frog has to try. This frog is gonna make it, or know the reason why. I'm not gonna sit here like some dumb old bump on a log. That isn't me. I'm gonna be this frog.
Stupid ass frog.